Hey guys, how's it going? Eminem Gaming here, and today we're back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Ubisoft's E3 press conference. Now, before I do get into the conference and give you my opinions, recap the whole event, I just wanted to give a quick message because this video will go out hopefully just before the Sony press conference. Now, I know I've got a lot of PlayStation fans who follow me on here, Twitter, or wherever you're seeing this video from. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that briefly. Again, I won't be uploading that video until tomorrow, so yeah, about 4 o'clock or whatever in the afternoon tomorrow, just for the simple fact that yeah, it's really late in the UK when the press conference for Sony starts, so I probably won't be doing a video for that straight away. Might change, but I probably won't be doing that. So tomorrow will be the Sony video, obviously the one I'm most excited for. But with all that out of the way, I just thought I'd put that little thing out there for people who are PlayStation fans. I thought, yeah, just let you guys know. However, let's talk about this Ubisoft press conference, and I've got to say, very impressed with what I was shown. I wasn't really expecting much from Ubisoft. It was like, meh, kill a bit of time maybe before the Sony press conference or whatever, but my god, did they come out with some really good games. I was particularly surprised, and yeah, let's just go into it and talk about what they showed. So they started off with the Mario and the Rabbids RPG game crossover, and they did it in pretty epic style. I'm not gonna lie, Miyamoto came on stage with like some weird cannon for some reason. I still don't know why he did that, but it was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. And the game really took me by surprise. It's called Mario+Rabbids Kingdom Battle, so yeah, it's a pretty long name. However, yeah, the game just surprised me a lot. I'm a little bit took back by it because I wasn't expecting this. It's basically like XCOM, but with Mario and Rabbids. Like it's pretty weird, but I've got to say it did look pretty awesome at the same time. I like the crossover. I think they quite, suit each other very well. I thought, it kind of fitted, in the whole Mario universe, silly, not too serious, and the Rabbids are just crazy or whatever. I thought that was a pretty interesting. I thought it could have gone really bad. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be a good game. I thought it would just be a rushed game with no depth to it, but it took 3 years of development and looked pretty good. I definitely will be picking it up, and it will be coming out August 29th. Now, a lot of the time you get annoyed with developers. They'll show an amazing game or a fun game or whatever, and then it will no release date, no whatever. Gotta give respect to Ubisoft here. They've never shown this game before, and then suddenly out of nowhere it's got a release date. It's got a decent, like 5, maybe even 10 minutes of gameplay. So big, respect to them, because yeah, it can be a lot of, placeholder dates and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, really happy with that, and that was a great start to the conference, in my opinion. Let me know if you've got a Switch. Are you picking this up? Is it going to convince you to buy a Switch? Do you like XCOM? Let me know down below. Next up, Assassin's Creed Empire. Again, won't talk too much about this. It showed pretty much the same, a little bit different area, but similar gameplay to what they showed yesterday at Xbox. It's Assassin's Creed. It does look better. It looks like they've took their time with this one, but it's Assassin's Creed. Love the setting though, I must say. Next up, The Crew 2. Not really for me. I played the first one. I think they had like a little demo or whatever. Again, I'm not a big racing fan, and yeah, it just didn't grab me. But if you're interested in that, it'll be coming early 2018. So we've got no official release date, but early 2018. Not too bad in my opinion. Next up though, a game I am excited for. South Park: The Fractured Butthole. which will be coming October 17th. Again, this game has been shown off for quite some time now. I'm glad it's got a release date. Hopefully it can hit it. It's been delayed a few times, but this looked really fun. You know, if you played the first one, which I have, you'll know that it's just, you know, a ton of fun. It's a hilarious game. Yeah, and I just can't wait for this game, to be honest with you. So October 17th. My only criticism of this, and it's not really a criticism, but it seems to be in quite a packed holiday season. I wish they maybe pushed it to January or February. Not because I don't want the game, obviously I do, but obviously in the future I'd like more South Park games. So yeah, I'm a little bit worried whether that will you know, be a little bit of a bad release date with all the game coming out around that time, but either way I'll be picking up, so it don't really matter. Next up, Transference. I don't know what they say. I probably misspelled it, bear that in mind. This is a VR game coming spring 2018. This looked creepy, like, I've got to say. I don't know if I can be dealing with this game, especially from that trailer. Now, I like VR. I think VR is really cool, really unique, innovative, all those sort of things. But this looked a little bit too much for me in terms of the horror aspect. It reminded me a bit of the show The Black Mirror when they put the VR headset on, and it didn't go very well, and it kind of looked like that, but the video game. So I'm not too sure how I feel about that, but it did look good. I'm not gonna lie, it did look a very interesting, you know, game in VR. You know, I think horror is, even though I'm not too fond to play it, I think that could be a really big thing for VR as a system seller, is horror in VR, because it is the most immersive way to game, and yeah, it certainly would be terrifying. So that looked pretty cool, not gonna lie. Next up, Skull and Bones. Now this is another completely new IP from Ubisoft, so there's not enough new IPs, to be honest, nowadays. It's a lot of rehash games, a lot of sequels, so it's nice to see them you know, take a little bit of a risk. This was sort of a pirate Assassin's Creed sort of game. Now, I was really hyped for it, and then my hype kind of died down near the end of the conference, because the game straight away looked absolutely beautiful. Like, it looked stunning, it looked really, really fun. Obviously everyone loved, or not, I loved you know, the gameplay in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I think everyone did. You know, it was really a fun, you know, pirate game, and it kind of just looked like that. My only problem, and this is just going off pure speculation from what they showed from the gameplay, is it looks like it's an online only game. Now, I could be wrong about that, but it could well be an online only game, and that, to me, I don't know, it still seems cool, and I'll have to see more of it, but as a big single player gamer, I'm not really hyped about any online only games. I have to be shown something special from them. It did look good though, and yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to see. I know a lot of resemblances were put together for Sea of Thieves, and I have to say, if I was Rare, especially looking at Sea of Thieves yesterday, I'd be a little bit worried. You know, this looks, in my opinion, far the better game. It looks more fun, even though, you know, I'm not a huge online gamer, and I feel that it could die really quickly, the game. That's my only worry. But yeah, if I was Rare, I'd be a little bit worried about this game, considering it's coming out the same year as Sea of Thieves. So if I was them, I'd want to get the jump on Skull and Bones, because they're very similar, and I think Ubisoft will probably sell more. I'm a little worried if either will sell very well though. So yeah, look really good. Hopefully they show more, and hopefully I'm proven wrong and there is a single player, because if there's a single player in this, I'll be on it day one, absolutely no doubt. But if it is just an online only game, I do worry about that fall 2018. We don't know anything confirmed yet, but you assume a new Call of Duty, you assume maybe a Battlefield or something. FIFA and all that sort of stuff, I'd be a little bit worried putting that game against the big hitters, but hey, we'll have to see. Next up, Just Dance. We'll skip over that. I don't know if anyone's interested in it. Yeah, not for me. Next up, they put South Park again, which was a bit strange that they split them up, and South Park mobile game. Now this actually looked pretty fun, I'm not gonna lie. It's called Phone Destroyer, and it's a mobile game. It did look fun. You know, I'm not a mobile gamer. I don't like the free-to-play practice. I think, you know, trying to just sell you all these microtransactions and stuff, it's not for me. However, if they do it right and they have it sort of like Super Mario Run, where it's like you pay 5, 10, 15 pound, but the game's yours, there's no DLCs, no add-ons, no microtransactions. If they do it with this, I'll be more than happy with that, and I probably would get it as well, because it did look fun. But the whole microtransactions, particularly with Ubisoft, I'd be pretty worried about that, I'm not gonna lie. Next up, Starlink Battle Alas, which is quite a long name. It looked pretty fun. It looked a little bit like a No Man's Sky clone, in a sense. Actually probably better, because you can you know, fight in your plane, go to different planets. They're not trying to have all this procedural generated stuff, which there was no need for. But the only problem I have is you have to plug these big toys into your controller, which I thought was a little bit weird. You know, who would really want to do that? And I understand the whole toys to life sort of thing. I know Activision, you know, do it with Skylanders, Lego Dimensions, all that sort of stuff. However, I do question the selection of game. You know, you look at Skylanders, it's very much a kids game. You look at, you know, Lego Dimensions, very much a kids game for children or whatever. This doesn't look like a kids game. It looks like a proper game, and that would be a little bit worrying, because I don't know many gamers that want to plug a massive toy into their controller or their Switch or whatever. So yeah, a little bit worried about that. But fall 2018, coming to Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One. No PC confirmed yet. I don't know if it will come, but hopefully it does. 2018. Next up, Steep Road to the Olympics expansion. No interest. Still haven't bought Steep. Probably never will. Looks a fun game, but not for me. You know, I'd rather have a skate game. You know, but hey, whatever. Steep Olympics is pretty big. You know, if you get the Olympic licensing, so respect to them for showing it, but yeah, not my sort of thing. Next up, Far Cry 5. Now, this took me by a bit of surprise, because it looks like they really have gone back to the drawing board. You know, kept the basics that everyone loved, but revamped it, made it fresher. You know, it's got the dog companion. You know, you can put snipers to snipe people around the map. You can call in air support. You can have co-op come in and destroy the enemies. I thought it looked really, really good. Now, I am a Far Cry fan. I liked Far Cry 4, I liked Far Cry Primal, so bear that in mind. But it did look like they changed a few things that maybe got a little bit stale, added some cool features to it, and I'm pretty excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. Again, it is coming out maybe at a bad time in that holiday period with a lot of games for people to try and buy. I'd be a little bit worried about that, but Far Cry looked really, really good, and I actually really like the setting. You know, that sort of crazy, you know, America, Deep South sort of cult or whatever. I thought that was pretty, you know, interesting, pretty crazy at the same time. And yeah, I'm really excited about Far Cry, so it should hopefully be a good game. Now, I thought that was the end of the conference. I was like, oh yeah, pretty decent conference. And then they brought the drop the mic moment with Beyond Good and Evil 2. Now, people have been asking for this game for a hell of a long time. I mean, it's 15 years since the game, the first one came out. So, a hell of a long time to be waiting for a game. I know people are incredibly excited for it. I lost my mind. I thought, wow, I couldn't believe it. There's been a few rumours, a few leaks and stuff that maybe it was happening. I didn't expect to see it today, and yeah, I'm really happy that it's coming. I didn't see any release window, release date. I may have missed it. I do apologise, but as far as I'm aware, there hasn't been any release window or stuff. It looks like the game may be a year or two off, which, you know, some people are against games being shown a year or two off. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, I'm okay with that. I want to know the library for not just this year, not just next year, but the future. I like to know that. Maybe I'm the only one who does, but I like to know that. The game looked really good now, not to be the negative sort of guy or whatever, but I fully expect it to be massively downgraded when it comes out, because it's Ubisoft. I've a lot more respect for Ubisoft after this conference, but it's still Ubisoft. I still expect a downgrade, but just the fact that the game's coming, the game looks great. I can't wait for this game. So yeah, really excited. All that aside, I've got to say this is the best conference so far at E3 by a mile. I mean, EA had some good games, had some solid content, but the whole press conference was just bad. It was boring, it was too long-winded. Yeah, not for me. You can go by the way, little cheeky plug, I did review every single E3 press conference, so go check that out before I kind of explain it now. But you know, Microsoft, they had a great format of just, you know, game after game after game. The problem was a lot of those games nobody really cared about, and the ones that people did care about, they're also on the PlayStation. So it was a little bit of a strange conference. Not a bad conference, but not particularly good, you know, not particularly great. It was just okay. It was a decent conference. Loved the setup. The execution wasn't quite there for me. Bethesda again had some really solid games, but too long-winded of a conference. So I've got to say, maybe it's just by default from some bad conferences, but Ubisoft have by far had the best conference so far of E3. Bear in mind Sony's coming up soon. I expect them to have equal, if not better, hopefully. But yeah, that was a fantastic conference. A lot of surprises, a lot of cool games, a lot of unexpected games as well. So absolutely brilliant so far. I'd definitely give that, in my opinion, a 9.5 out of 10. Taking half a mark off just for South Park Mobile, because I don't know if it's just a free-to-play cash grab, or Just Dance. I'll take another half, you know, for that. But all that aside, fantastic conference, fantastic pacing, maybe a little bit long-winded, you know, with the Mario reveal, even though I like the game. Maybe a little bit long-winded with some of the reveals, but nonetheless still absolutely fantastic. But rambling aside, what's your guys' thoughts? Let me know down below. Are you like me? Are you just absolutely over the moon with that conference? Did you want something else, maybe a Splinter Cell, Prince of Persia, or did it just smash every expectation you had, like myself? Let me know down below. But as always guys, this has been M&M Gaming. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys in a new video